Let's go. All right. So what we're doing now is we are going to be doing segmented videos instead of one big long podcast. Segmented videos that are going to come out each and every day. In a regular week, NCAA men's basketball will be on Tuesdays. NFL will be on Wednesdays. No, college football will be on Wednesdays. NFL will be on Thursday, and NBA will be on Friday. This week we decided we are a little bit late to the party, so we're recording on a Tuesday night. So that means college basketball and college football are both going to come out on Wednesday. But we're starting with college basketball, so season starts tomorrow. Very excited. Michigan plays tomorrow. Who are some other teams that I really want to see? Who are some other teams that you really want to see that are playing tomorrow?
Well, I'm really curious about how Arizona State will fare in their first game with Josh Christopher, along with Marvin Bagley's younger brother, Marcus Bagley, who I think is really good too. Unfortunately, they will not be playing Baylor.
That would have been so good.
The Bears weren't comfortable playing because of COVID, so they pulled out. Instead, they'll be playing still Rhode Island, which is not a terrible basketball team. They always have a decent team.
No, they're good. That's a good team.
Bad matchup.
It's just not Baylor.
It's still not bad for the Sun Devils, but it's obviously not Baylor at all. But I'm really curious to see how Arizona State plays in their first game. I really would love to see how they fare. Also, Thanksgiving Day will be Gonzaga against Kansas. That will be an awesome game to watch. Very excited for that. That'll be a great opener. I'm also curious to see how Iowa plays at 5. I think it's a really high ranking for the Hawkeyes, but they do have their entire team returning, and they're already pretty good last season. So maybe they're a decent team. I don't think they're anywhere near number 5, but I think Iowa's got a lot of talent. Obviously, Illinois is really good. Honestly, the Big Ten's loaded. Honestly, you look at the entire Big Ten. You look top down. There's probably like Nebraska and Northwestern, the only two really bad teams in that conference. Everybody else has a good amount of talent.
Texas versus Texas, Rio Grande Valley. I still can't believe Rutgers is ranked. I'm excited for Rutgers. I am so happy for Rutgers. If there's ever two teams in the Big Ten that I'm going to root for that are not Michigan, it's probably Rutgers and Maryland. I don't really have anything against either of those two teams, and Rutgers is always the bottom dweller, so it's nice to see. Even with Illinois too, I'm very excited to see Illinois ranked at number 8.
Illinois got a really good team, honestly. This is a huge basketball program that had been down for quite some years, and it's really good. It's really nice to see them back on top of more on top of most of the college basketball world. But they got a lot of good players. Iowa Sumu's coming back. Kofi Cockburn's coming back. And then they got other guys who are all coming back, a couple grad transfers. Illinois is loaded. And, of course, Wisconsin has been loaded. Iowa's got a lot of talent. Like I said, the Big Ten is as loaded as it is.
Another kind of small matchup. And I was just going to mention another kind of small matchup that I'm looking forward to. I'm probably not going to watch it, but I want to see how it goes, is Memphis-St. Mary's. Both those teams are always kind of middle-of-the-pack teams that are always kind of fighting to get a playoff berth, and I always love watching Penny Hardaway's teams. So that'll be an interesting one. Just kind of another small one that I noticed.
Memphis and St. Mary's?
St. Mary's. St. Mary's is always, up there. Yeah. St. Mary's is ranked every now and again and always in the play. I feel like always in the tournament. It's not like a primetime game, but...
St. Mary's pretty much is stuck in the shadow of Gonzaga, because Gonzaga's always got a great season, and St. Mary's is the only team that ever really competes with them, and they never end up beating them.
All I know Gonzaga for is you can see that little Syracuse plaque up there. That's from their 2016 Final Four run, where they beat Gonzaga in the Sweet 16, 63-60, and everybody was like, Gonzaga's gonna destroy Syracuse, and I'm like, nah, we're going to beat them. And we did. That was a fun year, though. We blew out Dayton in the first round, and our second round matchup was going to be against Michigan State, but that was the year that they fell to Middle Tennessee State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then the comeback against Virginia in the Elite Eight to reach the Final Four. That's another one though. Syracuse and Michigan State have matched up a couple times in the tournament. I remember it was 2 years ago. Michigan State lost to Syracuse in Detroit in the tournament.
Yep.
It was the best. I knew you were a Syracuse fan that day. I came to school with my Syracuse backpack, and everybody was like eyeballing me, and I'm like, guess who's advancing? But no, yeah. Honestly, St. Mary's is always in Gonzaga's footstep, or kind of Gonzaga's shadows, but they're always a good team. They're always up there. I think they're going to be a good team again this year.
Yeah, St. Mary's a great team for sure.
And then Penny Hardaway coaching at Memphis, so he's always got some good players in there. I mean, James Wiseman, obviously the most recent to come out of Memphis, so number 2 overall pick.
I'm really excited though for Michigan. I mean, I'm trying not to be a homer here, but I gotta be honest. Michigan's got a lot of good players. I mean, they have a lot of guys coming back, a couple transfers. I love Chaundi Brown. I think he's a really good player. They also are getting Mike Smith from Columbia. I don't know how good he's gonna be in the Big Ten, but hey, let's see if it actually transfers. Not like transfers, but like it comes over to the Big Ten, the same play that he had before. Also Rutgers. Like you said, you're talking about Rutgers and how they're ranked, and I think I was a little surprised too. I thought they had a really good season last year. I love their point guard. They had a lot of really, really good talent last year, and I think that's what really pushed them into the top 25. That they had, because all those guys, I'm pretty sure, are still coming back. Specifically, I believe Ron Baker, their point guard, is coming back. That guy could not miss. He was an unbelievable player. I was watching that guy multiple times with Rutgers, and I'm like, wow, this dude's actually really good. I was a little surprised because I'm like, Rutgers has good people. Who is this guy?
I don't know, but he made that Rutgers team good, and that's going to be exciting. But no, with Michigan, I still don't know how great of a coach Juwan Howard is going to be. But one thing's for certain, the man can recruit. The man can recruit.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it's not another Jim Harbaugh situation where he can recruit and nothing else. Because Jim Harbaugh can recruit decently, but he cannot coach.
Well, I think Juwan Howard's an outstanding coach. I mean, he almost brought in what was going to be a devastating trio. The only reason it didn't happen was because Josh Christopher at the last second decided to go to Arizona State. But if he had put it together, if Christopher had come to Michigan, he would have had a trio freshman group of Hunter Dickinson, Isaiah Todd, and Josh Christopher.
The next big three. The Fab Three. The new age Fab Three.
Yeah. But obviously that did not come to pass. But they got 2 gigantic recruits now from next year. And if they ended up sticking around, boy, you better watch out. Michigan's going to be a devastating team. Of course, also, Isaiah Livers is coming back.
He is.
I was really surprised to see that. I thought he would be long gone for the NBA, but no, he's coming back for another season. And honestly, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that Isaiah Livers is coming back yet again.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely going to be
also,
fun.
Say
that again?
Also, Franz Wagner.
Franz Wagner?
Last name for the life of me.
Wagner?
Oh my gosh. Yes, Franz Wagner.
Is that Mo Wagner's brother?
Yeah, Mo Wagner's younger brother. Yeah.
Is he as good as
Franz
Mo,
looks
though?
really good. He looked really good last season as a freshman. I'm really excited to see how he looks as a sophomore because he did hang around. But yeah, Michigan has a lot of talent, and I'm really excited to see how they play.
Well, especially on their... I was about to say, especially on their side of the conference. I mean, they've got the ranked opponents on their side. They've got Michigan State. They got Rutgers. They got Ohio State's ranked. Maryland's always a good team. Penn State, we don't talk about Penn State. And then on the other side, is no joke either. You got Iowa and Illinois at the top two. Yeah, Iowa and Illinois up there. And then even Wisconsin's always a good basketball team.
Well, for the Big Ten, I mean, I believe there's either 7 or 8 teams ranked. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 teams. Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan State, and then Ohio State, Rutgers.
I said Wisconsin like they weren't ranked. I completely forgot that they're number 7. Yeah, look at that. On the Big Ten East has Iowa, number 5 Iowa, number 7 Wisconsin, and number 8 Illinois. That is crazy to me. And then obviously on the other side, you've got number 13 Michigan, 23, 24, and 25. But
there's no East and West in basketball. It's just basically an entire thing.
Oh, it's just one thing in basketball, really?
Yeah, for basketball there is no sides. It's just an entire thing with all the teams in it. There's no sides. It's only football.
Huh.
Because they see for the tournaments, they seed it by where they are in the standings. There is no
That's fair.
sides for it.
That's fair. That makes sense. But yeah, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7. Dang.
I was a little confused.
And even teams like Purdue, Maryland, Minnesota, they're always decent teams. Same with Indiana. Like you said, I think the only two that kind of stick out as kind of not as great are Northwestern and Nebraska, and even Penn State. But even then, Penn State had some games last year that I was like, not bad.
Well, the thing about the Big Ten is there's so many teams in the Big Ten that have really, really historic basketball programs, like Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, really Michigan State too, Maryland. All those are very, very. Oh, Purdue as well. All those are very historic basketball programs. Historically, have been outstanding and always bring in great, great recruits. You can never count those teams out. Even when Maryland had that down year a couple of years ago, they were still a 6 or 7 seed. They were still a really, really good team. They still put up great numbers. And Indiana, they've been hitting a bit of a slope rate lately, but they had Romeo Langford not too long ago. Great player. Indiana always has great players. I'm really excited to see the Big Ten this season. It's just going to be absolute chaos.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's not too much basketball stuff we can talk about considering the season hasn't started yet. But next week, once we start seeing some games get going, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. We're gonna have a lot to break down next week. But I mean, I don't have anything.
Kansas.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big one. That is gonna be a fun one. Honestly, I don't have anything else for this week. If we just want to kind of cut it as a shorter, just kind of brief preview of the season, but not too much else I really have in mind to talk about for basketball or NCAA men's until we get into the meat of it.
Well, honestly, 2 teams I saw in the top 25 that really kind of surprised me. I mean, Texas at 19, I was a little taken back by, because Texas always gets, in both football and basketball, they always get a high ranking, they always expect a lot out of them, and then they completely bomb. They do absolutely nothing, they completely
Texas
blow,
is back.
and absolutely fall off a cliff.
Texas is back. No, they're not.
But Texas, actually, they do have a decent basketball team. I wouldn't consider them a top 25 team, though. And also, UCLA is 20. Why?
Could not tell
why? I don't understand why.
I don't either.
It just makes no sense to me. They were absolutely horrible last year. What? Why are they 22nd now? Weren't they ranked last year and then they fell off a cliff again?
I think so.
Why?
The Pac-12 isn't
I get that they're
good?
a historic basketball program, but when somebody sucks, they suck, okay?
The Pac-12 isn't that competitive. I mean, the Pac-12 is pretty competitive, actually. I mean, with UCLA, Oregon, Arizona State. Arizona's always a good team.
Arizona always does have a great team, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been as great in the past couple of years, but they're always a fun team to watch. Washington seems like they have a new recruit every single year that goes to the NBA. ever since freaking Markelle Fultz. Though Markelle Fultz has... Oh, that's a side note, but Markelle Fultz, I've been really glad to see his career revitalized a bit in Orlando. But...
Well...
Yeah, I mean...
Next segment?
I was about to say, let's go on to the next segment. So thank y'all for watching this video. Like I said, we don't have too much on NCAA this week, but next week we're going to have a lot more, considering we're going to have some games to talk about and dissect, and just kind of we can get a little bit more of a grasp and footing as to what's going to be going on. But thank y'all so much for watching this video, and honestly, we'll see you all later, because this is one of those rare weeks where we're going to have 2 videos on the same day. So we will see y'all later. Peace.